Hey, what's up? Good evening, guys. So this video is to inform you guys how to invest in the stock market. This is probably something you guys always wanted to know. You never knew how to get started, what to do, anything. I'm here to help you guys for as simple as possible. Like, I want to talk to everybody like a third grader and really just help everybody to understand this is how the rich get richer and the wealthy get wealthier. Okay. You're going to invest in companies that you know and have heard of, and this is not there. And you're going to create generational wealth for your family and yourself. First and foremost, I just want to say I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. Trading has considerable risk. I think you should consult a financial advisor and take everything I say with a grain of salt. I just have to say that for purposes. Okay, so yeah, how many of you have wanted to buy a stock but didn't know how to buy a stock, or what stocks to buy, what companies to buy, or things of that nature, how to get started? I'm here to help you and just make that as simple as possible for you. Okay, so without further ado, please, if you find this video helpful or useful, like, subscribe, share it with somebody. I'm really just explaining this in literally the best way possible. I have taken every stock course that you can think of from every single person. I have bought all their courses. I've studied. I've watched this stuff a million times online. I've traded my life out. I paper traded. I've traded my own money. I've done it all until I found a consistent pattern of trading for myself, and I just want to pass that on for people. Okay. So the first thing you want to do, I'm going to leave this link in the bio. You want to download an app like either Webull or Robinhood. These are great apps for beginner traders, and most experienced traders, they trade on like Thinkorswim or E-Trade or stuff like that. But these are easier because they have apps, and those other ones have apps, but these are just like stocks for them. It's like super simple to use, and they don't charge a fee. They used to charge fees to buy and sell apps back in the day. Then Robinhood came out, and they made it more competitive for people because you just pay for the stock and not a fee to buy the stock. So without further ado, let's get into Robinhood. Okay, let's do it. All right, so I have two different trading accounts, one for long-term trading, and this is the smaller account that I trade stock options with. So this account, first and foremost, I had a good day today. Ran it up. I did some calls. So there's a couple different forms of options. There's day trading, buying and selling a stock in the same day. I don't recommend it if you're new. There is swing trading. That means buying and selling a stock anytime past the first day. There's trading of penny stocks. That means stocks that cost under $5 are considered penny stocks. Don't do it. And there is my favorite kind of stock trading. It's buying and holding. Just buy the stock and hold it forever. Don't sell it. Okay? That's how you get wealthy. Okay? So when you open up Robinhood, you're going to go to the search engine, right? You're going to type in a company like, let's say, Microsoft. You've heard of Microsoft, right? This is Microsoft current stock price, $2.16. You want to know if Microsoft is a good company. It had a good day today, right? So it'll show 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, 5 year. Always go to the 5 year. This is how Microsoft has performed over the last 5 years. Starting from here, 2015. It's older than this, but it just gives you 5 years. So 2015, it was 43, and then this went up, and then it went up, and then it went up, and then it went up, and then now it's higher and higher and higher and higher. Great company. Okay, most people think stock trading is gambling. It's not gambling if you invest in a great company and you know what you're doing. This is a great company. Okay, it's going up and up. Or they'll buy it like at 112 and then it'll drop down to 101. And they think, oh, the sky is falling. No, it just had a sell-off because some people sell stocks, but it's not going to, if you would have bought it here, it's not going to get back to that point anymore. It's just going to it's going to dip down a little bit like all stocks do. They don't just keep going up without coming down first. They go up and go up. This is a great company to invest in long term. And if you scroll down, it'll give you some news on it. Who's the CEO? What's their market cap? If they offer a dividend is 0.97. So they give you that percentage on every share you own. So The easiest way I can explain a dividend is Microsoft is the house that you bought, and the dividend is the rent that they will pay you on every share that you own. And so you want to own a bunch of shares because they're going to pay you this percentage just for owning their stock, and you get paid if the stock goes up from the stock itself. Okay. Also, one thing you want to look at is the news below. It'll show you some stuff right here. You don't really have to pay attention to it, but it'll just give you that stuff. So this is what it'll tell you. This is what you should look at, right? The 52-week high. 217 today. It just reached this 52-week high. The highest it's ever been. That was today. It shows 216, but it was 217 today. So don't buy anything when it's at its high because it'll come down a little bit before it keeps going. But stocks will show two different colors on here, red or green. Red, obviously, selling off, bad day. Green, obviously, a strong day for them, right? Buy it when it's red. You're basically buying it when it's on sale. You can come in here and create a watch list. You can do this on your phone. There should be an arrow in the top right corner after you type a stock in. Create a watch list of 20 to 40 companies, okay? And just all the companies you can think of, McDonald's, Walmart, everything. Just create a watch list and just watch them, okay? See how they do every day. Watch them every day. Oh, it's going up, it's down, it's red. You know, look at their 5-year chart. Is this a good company to invest in? And you'll know from there. And you want to buy it when it's under the 52-week high because it's basically the highest it's ever been. So some people, it might go up again tomorrow, but at some point it'll sell off a little bit because some people want their profit. But it will never sell off, like it'll never go back down to zero unless every single person sold their Microsoft share, which wouldn't happen. So consider a stock like this. It goes to $1, then you bought it at $1, then it goes to $10. Then it drops down to 5. Then it goes to 15. Then it drops down to 10. Then it goes to 20. Then it drops down to 15. Then it goes to 25. Then it drops down to 20. It goes up significantly more than it goes down if you invest in a good company. So don't panic and sell. If it's red, that means it's on sale and you should buy more. You know, because it's gonna go back up if you have a good company. Let's look at another great company, Apple. If you type in these companies, they'll pop up. Had a great day today. Let's look at the 5-year chart. It was here 5 years ago. 110. Keeps going up and up and up and up. Great company to invest in. Amazing. Apple announced that they're doing a stock split at the end of August. A stock split is, they've done this before. Apple used to be actually $700. So basically, let's say Apple was $400, just for, for the sake of math. Apple was $400. If you bought one share of Apple at $400, on September 1st, if it remained that same price, it's going to turn into 4 shares of Apple at $100 each. Okay? Apple does this every so often years because you're not going to lose any money. It's just whatever money the shares, it'll be divided into 4 different shares because if they become too expensive, they want people to still be able to afford them. So they'll do a stock split and they'll make their price cheaper. So it'll go down to 1 something and more people can be able to buy it. And if you bought 1 share, you now own 4 shares. The most important thing you want to do is have a lot of shares in a company. You want to pick 5 companies, okay? 5 companies to invest in long term. Don't get on here and buy a million things. Pick 4 to 5 companies, okay? And the most important thing is the amount of shares you have. If you just have 1 share, you're not going to get rich or you're not going to get wealthy. Stop looking to get an overnight rich, okay? You want to invest every time you get paid, once a month or anytime you get a big sum, or if you have a large amount of money now that you can just buy a bunch of shares in and let it sit, you can do that. But what's important is the amount of shares you have. Start with 1, then get to 5, then get to 10, then you can just keep buying them over the years, and your money will keep going up because people think this is gambling. But if you look at a chart, how is this gambling if you keep going up and up every single year for the last 5 years, right? It's not gambling. The 1 year on this is 120%. If you had a checking account, they wouldn't give you 120% in 1 year. They would give you like less than 5%. And this is just from buying it and holding it. You don't even want to look at a company like Tesla and another great company, 1485. Let's look at the 5-year chart. Boom, took off. Less than a year ago, this was a $200 stock. If you would have put if you would have put $200 in a Tesla last year, 250, you know, you would have had, look at the return on this. 1 year, 546%. No, and that's just from holding. You just bought the stock and you let it sit. No checking account or savings account is going to give that to you. Now, so you're going to get on here. You're going to create a watch list, type in a bunch of companies that you know, and just watch them. Now, if you have money to buy 4 or 5 companies, no more than that. You want to buy a couple shares of each company, and what's most important is the amount of shares you have. Invest in them every single month or every time you get paid. Buy another share, because you eventually want to own 100 shares of a company. You don't want to keep. You don't want to just have one share and think it's going to do something for you. No, and you want to hold these for a couple years. At bare minimum, let's say you was down on your luck and you really need the money. At minimum, try 1 year and a day, because you get taxed less after 1 year. So 1 year and a day. Realistically, you want to hold these for 5 to 10 years plus, because you'll have more wealth. Okay, Apple, Tesla 5 years ago was 230, but Tesla 5 years ago was 256, but even before that it was cheaper. If you look at 10 years ago, it was cheaper, and 15 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So if you were to just buy it and hold it, you will be good. Now let's look at a company, like I just said, Apple is doing a stock split. Let's look at a company like Amazon. Beautiful company, right? They had a red day. This is just the 1 day, so they dropped down a little bit, because every stock will do this too. They don't just go up forever. They will sell off a little bit, but I got Amazon when it was $2,400. Am I panicking about this selling off? No, because I bought it when it's cheaper. And let's look at the 52-week high on this. Let's look at, it'll show right here. Show more. This Amazon has been as high as $3,344. So it's basically on sale if you have $3,000 to put in. Let's look at the 5-year chart, not the 1 day, the 5-year. Okay, boom. This is a great company. Everybody shops on Amazon. Amazon is in high demand. It's an essential business. They beat earnings. It'll have all the news and stuff. Who's the CEO and their market cap and all the stuff that's going on with them. It'll even have some analyst ratings on the bottom of here. I don't really pay attention to them, but it says it's a 90% buy. So Amazon is the sugar honey iced tea. But yeah, most people, this is a great company to buy, and it's practically on sale because they had a red day. I will buy on a red day. Red means on sale. Most people panic when it goes red. Oh my God, the sky is falling. But if you went to a store and bought bread and it was $10, would you buy it full price, or would you come back on Saturday when you know they got 50% off? Okay? That's how you should do that. The market is open from Monday through Friday on the California time. It's 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. On East Coast time, that's 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's not open on the weekends. You can only buy stocks during that time. I think they have extended hours for like maybe 2 hours after, but I wouldn't do that. Just buy it when the market is open. And yeah, just buy it and hold it. If you have $3,000 to put in, then you can buy it at Amazon. Amazon is one of those companies where it's great, but the average person can't afford it. So if you can buy it, but if you can't, then that's okay. They probably won't do a stock split like I just said Apple will do. When they get too expensive, they'll split up so that more people can afford them because they already run this high. When you look at companies like Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, this is how much one share is right here. $298,000. Let's look at the 5-year. It's going up and up and up and up every year, right? Everybody dropped down in March because of Corona, so don't mind that right there. That's just everybody panicked. But then they realized the sky wasn't falling, and we still need to buy from these companies, because we still use these companies all the time. Berkshire got Geico and Coca-Cola and all that stuff. But this company has become too expensive for the average person to afford. If you got in like 50 to 100 years ago or something like that, you might have been good. But this is probably what Amazon is going to become if they don't do a stock split. Meaning that if they get to a point where they're too expensive, the average person can't buy them, then they either become so exclusive that only the rich can afford them, or they'll do a split and make themselves cheaper so that more people can afford them. Okay. So pick 4 or 5 companies. I would say look at okay. So I showed you good charts. I showed you what a good chart looks like, right? Started here, is going up every year, right? Now let's look at a bad chart. GE. Let's look at this is a 1-day chart, by the way. Don't get confused by this. Look at the 5-year. It was up here 5 years ago, and it's just going down and down and down and down and down. You would not invest in this company. It's not a good company. It's going to shit. Don't buy it. Let's look at another bad company. Macy's. We all know Macy's. Who doesn't love Macy's, right? Oh, Macy's. It looked like it did good today, right? 1 day. Let's look at the 5-year chart. No, it's been doing terrible for the past 5 years. It's going out of business, okay? Because nobody's shopping in the store or at malls anymore. They're buying stuff online, e-commerce, okay? Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't buy this company because it's not a good company. You might look at it like, oh, it's only $6. It's $6 for a reason. Look at the company. Now, there are companies that are performing bad right now because of COVID, like JetBlue. This is a decent company. I mean, it's moving sideways, but it dropped down in March because of COVID. But now they're getting affected the most. So it's $10 right now, but before that it was $19. So if they have a cure for COVID and it comes back, this company could possibly come back. This is not the worst company because it's not just going all the way down. It's kind of trending sideways. But yeah, if you know, but I wouldn't buy it. I would stay away from airlines. It might be a long time for recovery. So you've seen a good chart, you've seen a bad chart, and then you got charts that trend sideways, right? MFA. Let's look at the 5-year chart. This chart just trended sideways, right? So not terrible because it's not going down necessarily. It's just kind of trending to the side. Why do people buy this company? It was everybody dropped in March due to COVID, so don't trip about that. But this company is $7.70. It was $7.70, like $7 to $8 the whole time. But why do people buy this? Let's look at their dividend. They offer 30.42 on every share you own. That's higher than Apple and Microsoft. So companies like Apple and Microsoft and Amazon doesn't even offer a dividend. Neither does Tesla because they're already high performance stocks. Your return will be great just for owning the stock. Companies that don't move a lot or perform high, they just kind of stay stagnant. They'll offer you a high dividend just for owning their stock because they don't move a lot, but they'll give you a high rent. So the house is MFA, and they'll pay you this in rent on every share you own. So if you got 100 or 1,000 shares of this, you'll get paid this percentage on every share you own, like quarterly, something like 4 times a year. So get on here, buy 4 or 5 stocks, 2 individual stocks. I would recommend Apple or Microsoft or Amazon if you can afford it, or whatever suits your boat. Look at the chart, whatever is in your budget, and then pick 2 ETFs or index funds. ETFs, this is the SPY. So if you can't actually, let's look at the 5-year. Great company, it's going up and up. If you can't afford an actual individual stock, then you can buy an index fund. That means this is a stock that has a bunch of stocks in it. So if you can't afford Apple and Microsoft and stuff like that, then actually let me look up QQQ because I think this has this is a great chart. I think this has Apple and Microsoft and all that in it. So if you can't afford those stocks individually, then you can just buy this and it'll have everything in it. So you can just buy QQQ. Great stock. Let's look at the 52-week high, 270. Right now it's 269. So it's already at where it's the highest it's ever been. Wait till it drops down a little bit and then buy some more. Okay, but great stock. Look at this. It's just going up and up and up. It's not a gamble because it's going up every year. Everybody dropped in March. Don't panic because of that. But you know what I'm saying? If you would have just held strong and doubled down on your money right here, you would have been good for the rebound. So one thing you need to do in here, you might buy this stock at 270 and then it goes down to 50 something, and you're like, oh my God, I lost money. No, you didn't lose money. If you sell it, you lose money. But if you just let it do its thing, or buy more shares when it double down, because you can dollar cost average, then you'll be fine. As long as it's going to go up more than it goes down if you got a good company, okay? So don't panic sell, don't trip, just buy and hold. You ideally want to get 5 to 10 shares to start out with, or if you have more money, then buy a bunch of shares of each company equally. The most important thing is how many shares you have. not the amount of stocks, how many shares you have. So you want to invest every month, okay? Every time you get paid, you buy another share of your company, okay? You can't get rich off of one share. You need 50 to 100 and then a couple hundred a day, like as you keep investing from decades and decades from now, okay? That's how you get wealthy, okay? Don't just buy one share expecting to get rich, okay? I started this account with a couple $1,000, but I trade options. You can swing trade. That means you can buy a bunch of red stocks and, and sell them when they turn green, but I would only recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend that. I think you should just buy and hold. So that's the first thing you want to do before anything else. Buy the stocks and hold them, okay? Buy them and hold them. Don't sell them, okay? That's what you do. Buy it and hold it. So let's just review it. Don't listen to the media, or unless they, if you hear about some news, I would say this: because of COVID, technology has trumped all. Technology has taken, like, it's been doing this thing, but people realize that they are just dominant, and they haven't really been affected from COVID. But there's companies that you know of that haven't rebounded yet. Okay, we all know of Uber, right? Oh, Uber. It should. Oh, I know Uber. Let me invest in it. It should be a dope company. Let's look at the 5-year. Some of these companies they IPO'd late, so this didn't come out until 2019 or whatever. But they haven't really been performing well. Like they've kind of been like whatever. I wouldn't put my money in Uber, and they've been affected largely by Corona. So, but you might think, oh, it's Uber, but if you don't have a lot of money to buy Amazon, here's a good company that Jumia. Let's look at the 52-week high on Jumia. It's the Amazon of Africa. It's a European company, Amazon of Africa. 52-week high is $21. This is the highest it's ever been. This is after hours right now, so it's not updated. But this means it's keep getting higher and higher. Great company, right? And it's only, let's look at the past year on this thing. Wow, it's keep going up because I guess the demand is high. And it's the Amazon of Africa. You got $20 to buy, right? Buy 10, 20, 50 shares of this and just let it sit, over the months and years. Everybody wants to get rich quick and make money overnight. No, you get wealthy by buying and holding, okay? Just buy and hold. Don't sell. Don't ever sell. If you got a good company, you're going to be good. If you invest in a bad company, then you should worry about selling, okay? Look at that 5-year chart. All right, so another ETF that's good, that's a little bit cheaper, ARKK. It's only $83. It keeps going up and up every year. It's going to be $200 in the next couple years, maybe a year or two, and it's probably be $200 in the next 2 years. Definitely 100 within a year. And it keeps going up and higher. Great company. It's 52-week high. It's $84.95. So it's close to the highest it's ever been. You can either buy it now or you can wait for a red day. A red day means it's on sale. But you can buy it now because it's going to go higher, and it's a great company. This is an ETF, a company that has a bunch of stocks in it. If you want to know what's in ARK, Google what stocks are in ARKK. And so if you can't individually invest in them, then you can just buy that. Netflix doing its thing. Netflix 5-year chart, bullish, doing its thing. Everybody knows Netflix. Everybody uses Netflix. You would think that they would invest in Netflix. It's keep going up and up. Yeah, it dips down a little bit, but if you keep holding it, it'll go up higher and higher to the point it will never, if you bought it here, it will never go back down there. If you bought it here, probably, I don't see it going back down there, but they go higher than they go lower. It's a great 5-year chart, and people keep using Netflix because of Corona. It'll go higher and higher. It'll be a great company, great long-term company. Yeah, so get on here. Buy 4 or 5 stocks that you can invest in long term, 2 individual stocks, 2 ETFs, and maybe 1 stock that has a high dividend. A lot of people like to buy AT&T, right? Let's look at AT&T 5-year chart. Kind of crappy. I don't know if I would invest in this company, right? But people like the fact that it has a high dividend, 7 on every share. That's every share you own. Now let's look at fucking. Oh, excuse me. I ain't even cuss. Let's look at the dividend on Apple. Great company, but they have a very low dividend because they are the high performing stock. Stocks that don't perform high will give you a high dividend. But I wouldn't just rely on the dividend. I would pick maybe 1 stock that is like that has a high dividend, and then you want the best companies to invest in. like Apple and Microsoft and Amazon and Tesla. I don't know about anybody else. I mean, they might be doing good, but you know, I like these guys over here. So let's just review right now. And how much money should you invest? Invest what you can use. Invest what you don't need right now. If you got money put away in a savings account, it's not making you no money. Most people give you 2 to 5% in a year or something like that. This is 11% in a day. Okay, in a day. They like, come on, bro. I'm not putting my money in no checking account, no savings account, and it's giving me 2% in a year. No, I'm putting it in the stock because it's already going to do its thing, and all I gotta do is let it sit. What I was gonna say, yeah. So pick how much money should you invest. How much money do you have that you don't necessarily need? I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to put any money in that you will need soon. You know, and don't just put money in that you can let sit for a while. Okay. You can and every time you get paid, buy some more. Sell some stuff that you don't need and buy another share of your stock. Okay, until you have 10 to 20 to 30 and 40 shares. Okay. That's what That's when you're gonna have wealth. When you can be able to brag and say, I own 100 shares of Apple. I own 200 shares of Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a bunch of shares. You can't just make money off of one share. And if you don't have it all, that's fine. Start off small and just keep investing every time you get paid until you work your way up. All right, so let's just do a review. Download Robinhood. Use the link in the bio for a free stock. Pick 3 to 5 companies to invest in long term. 2 individual stocks, 2 ETFs, and maybe 1 stock with a high dividend. Buy and hold. Don't panic sell if it drops. Don't panic sell if it goes up either. Okay, you don't want to just make a $10, $15 profit. Okay, no, we want to hold these for a bare minimum of 1 year and 1 day. You get taxed less after a year. Idealistically, you want to hold it for 5 to 10 years. Realistically, you want to never sell it because it's going to keep going up and up and up if you have good companies. And I know somebody who put $8,000 into Apple in 2011, and today they have like $350,000 or something like that. It's crazy, So, and they're still not selling it. They're not looking at that because they know Apple is going to keep doing this thing. Invest and buy a share of your companies every month or every time you get paid. Okay. Don't put any cash that you're going to need soon. Don't put some money in that you feel like you're going to need soon because you're defeating the purpose. You won't get rich off of buying one share. You want to aim to have 1, then 10, then 15, then 20. And then you can be comfortable when you have 100 shares. But realistically, you want 1,000 shares. And I know that sounds like a lot, but the more money you make, the more you get paid. Everybody got $100 to put, or $200. You got $200 for some Jordans. You got $200 for a stock. Just invest when you can. You don't gotta do it if you can't afford it all the time. But if you feel like in a couple months, I got $300 extra from that I can put away from my check, then buy another share of your company. Don't panic sell if a stock drops. They all drop. They go down 2 to 3 days a week. If it's a good company, it will recover. Okay, just buy it and hold it. Okay, if you want to be wealthy, buy it and hold it. Okay, don't buy companies that are trending down or have a bad chart. That's the easiest way that you can do that. Okay, if you bought Microsoft and it's $215, don't panic sell if it gets down to 200. It's going to progressively go up more than it's going to go down. If anything, you might say, oh, it's at 200 now. It's on sale. It's cheaper than what I bought it, so let me buy another share. Okay? That's what you can look at it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to message me. I do some consulting, half an hour or an hour. Just message me. Yeah, I'm just a guy who likes to trade and get this money. It's easy money during COVID times. I like to let my money work for me. It's doing its thing. yeah, I'm just trying to help people, man, because people don't know this stuff. It's been hitting from, especially black people, like, it's been hitting from us to learn how to trade and do something. But this is with the wealthy. Every celebrity pretty much has stocks. Every wealthy person has a large amount of money, majority in stocks and or real estate. And this is where the money is. This is the money that works for you. So yeah, if you need any help or consulting setting up your account, uh, or if you want to know what to invest in specifically based on the amount of money you have and stuff like that, let me know. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, if it's helpful for you, please share with a friend, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, over and out.